I have 3 kids. My oldest is Harlem. She will be 16. Then there's Anthony. He's turning 14 this year. And then there's Hope, who just turned 4 last month. I was battling addiction. I did have to spend some time in jail. And when that happened, we wanted to keep them together, but sometimes it's hard for someone to take on 3 kids at once. So the family came together, everybody pitched in. The situation was already hard enough. I think being with family made them feel like they were still a part of the family. Because my kids were with relatives, it was just much easier for them to see each other. My kids felt like they were as closest to home as they could be within the circumstances.
Kinship care is when the child welfare system has to be involved, where we place with someone that the family considers to be their family. There's certainly a reason why we would prioritize kin. First and maybe foremost, outcomes are better. It is much easier to place siblings together. We've got more stability when we place with kin. We see more permanent exits. So when we think about reunification, adoption, permanent legal custodianship. But importantly, if you think about yourself or your own children, who would you want them to be with?
I was assigned Sarah's case in 2021. During the time that I was servicing Sarah's case, I held everybody accountable who was working with her and her family, including Sarah, to be able to advocate for her in a way that maybe a lot of other people weren't doing for her at that time, and to see her success makes me feel very proud.
Savannah reminds me of how much I overcame. That's why I'm tearing up about Savannah. Savannah's special. And Second Chance is special. Like I wasn't aware that places like that existed.
I currently work for Second Chance Incorporated. We partner with Children, Youth, and Family Services in Allegheny County. Our mission is to strengthen and preserve healthy families for our youth. So our biggest program is the Point of Contact program. We call them the POC caseworkers, where they actually go into the home and certify the homes. They also ensure safety and well-being, provide that support to not only the youth, but the birth parent and the caregiver.
I think there's an argument to be made that kinship care is specialized, that it's not just like any other foster care, and how you work with families is different than how you work with kind of professionals who are supporting kids. Both are important.
We've seen that by placing children with kin, that the reunification rates are higher, that they go back home with both mom and dad, that the support services are put in place, that that child is thriving, and it's a positive outcome. So I just think there should be a kinship agency in every state.
It does matter, I think, who's licensing kinship families. People are going to be reluctant to become licensed because, again, that's like the government coming into your home. A Second Chance does that licensing for us. And so I think it is really different when, an agency that has specialization in kinship has a lot of I think about 30% of their staff who have experience in the system, so they empathize with the people going through the process. They're the ones doing that licensing, and not the county or the state.
I felt hopeless at one point. I feel like Second Chance gave me hope. And then literally gave me hope. They gave me my baby.